Hi everybody, I'm Solomon, the Arkansas Diamond Miner. Hopefully you've seen some of my videos and you've seen some of the days that I've spent out here mining diamonds, and I've had a few people ask that if I would kind of give an overview of the diamonds I found this year. So some of the diamonds that I found, I had videos on when I'd come out here. Some of the diamonds I found from the year were actually before I started filming for my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to sit down and I've got some clips of actually laying them under a small microscope that I have that just plugs into my USB port on my computer. So I'll kind of switch back and forth as I describe where I found diamonds, and I'll try and get some close-up shots of the diamonds so you can kind of get a good look at them. As you'll figure out as you watch some of these videos, some of the main things that you need to look for when you're looking for diamonds, you kind of look for characteristics. Now, not all diamonds are the same. They don't all look the same. Every single one it's kind of like a fingerprint. They're all different. So I'll show you some of the diamonds that I've got and get you good close-up shots of them so you can kind of see those characteristics that will help you identify a stone if you find one, whether it's a diamond or not. So hang with me just a minute and we'll get started. If you would, go ahead and like and subscribe. That way, if you want to hit the notification icon, you'll know when I put new videos out, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, everybody, so I'm set up over here at one of the picnic tables off on the side of the park, and kind of thought I'd go through these one by one. So my first diamond, that thing I found it in late April. I registered in May. It's a little 6-point yellow. It's a real pretty one. If you haven't seen a whole lot of yellow ones, they're absolutely beautiful. I think they're my favorite ones. So that was a 6-point that I registered back in May. And that one came from the north side of the park. And that's, you know, there's a lot of people that say there's not a lot of diamonds up there, and I think for the most part that's true, but a lot of the material that makes the search field has been moved around. So some of that stuff has actually been moved and filled in places and stuff with material from other parts of the park. It's the same thing they did recently with taking material from the south end of the park and then they filled in beside the trail where it was eroding away. So either way, so that was first diamond of the year. The second diamond was a chip that I actually found out here in the east drain. It was just a busted piece of a white diamond. It kind of looked like just a long piece, maybe like somebody said it looked kind of like a railroad spike. Of course it wasn't that big, it was just a little bitty thing, but 15 points. So that one actually got lost. It was in a small glass jar that got smashed and busted, and evidently it went out with the glass when it was cleaned up. So it happens sometimes. You learn lessons about things like that. Lesson learned in that one was don't leave it in a glass jar. So after that was a 10-point. And this one is a 10-point white. This one was found, it was over by the shade pavilion that is kind of close to the South Wash Pavilion. It was actually found by my daughter. I had a bunch of material, a bunch of my gravel sitting in a tub, and she walked by it. I had set it out, was going through it, and she was there to visit. She walks by and just kind of had baby on one hip, took her hand and ran through that gravel, and it just was laying right there. And she just picked it up, and she knew right away what it was, and I knew as soon as I seen it. But yeah, it's a real nice shape. It's got some beautiful faces on it. Like I said, I'll get some close-up pictures of these with the microscope I've got. And that was kind of there's a shade pavilion in between what they call the east drain, and I guess as you head west toward the South Wash Pavilion, there was a little wash going behind that. So next diamond I found, this was found in August. It's a 3-point. This one is one of the diamonds I have a video of. This one was it was registered as a white diamond. It's a 3-point that's kind of broken on one side, but it's got some nice faces on it on the side that's still whole. And this one, there's a link I'll show you. It's in this video. It was found along with at roughly the same time as a 19-point that I found. And the 19-point is from the north drain. So I had found this one, and then I also basically I think it was the same weekend or the same week where I had looked through some material from the north that I'd had that material for a long time and just hadn't gone through it. So those both got registered in November. And like I said, they're in the video, and you'll see an info tag across the top there of your screen linking you to that. Next diamond was this 2-point. That's pretty small, and it was found, if I remember right, this is the one that I found. I was concentrating gravel that I had brought home from just inside the search field, and there is a video for this one as well. And I'll put a link across the top of the screen there for this one as well. This one and the 4-point. These both, see, that's the 2-point, and we got a 4-point here. Both of those found just right inside the search field. Showed up one day, was kind of looking for some gravel, found some just right inside. Walked down the trail, turned right, started looking around, found enough to keep me busy for a few hours, ran as much of it as I could. Had real small centers, didn't have a whole lot of centers in it, but for the number of buckets I ran that day, you can see in the video the examples of the centers I had. Got that home, and I found the 2-point, concentrating it on the back of the truck right out there by the little lake out there close to where I live. And then I found the 4-point when I got home. So they were both from the same area. So that was pretty good gravel. Let's see, the next one was a 2-point. And if I remember right, this one, I may have a video on this. This was from about halfway between the north and south wash pavilion and a little bit to the west. Found some gravel over there. I've not run much from that area, so I wasn't really sure what I would find. And this little 2-point was in that. All right, the next one that I found, I registered in early December, was a 10-point. And this one was also in a video. This was from gravel that was right beside the South Wash Pavilion. There's a little stream that goes right beside it. I walked by that and seen all the gravel that had piled up in there. Looked pretty good to me. I started bucketing it out. Can't remember how many buckets I ran, but I think I found 8 garnets in it total. And of course this little diamond, it's kind of a peach colored, real pretty color. I like it. Yeah, so I think I found 8 garnets in it. I gave several of them away to some of the kids there in the wash station. They usually like to have little things like that, you know, neat little rocks to have for memories. So that one was, I registered that one in early December. And then my last video was a video on resizing gravel. And I had a lot of the gravel from when I had washed all the material that produced these. I had not sorted by 1/8 inch. So I went back through, and all the gravel that had not been sized by 1/8 inch, I resized it and went through all of that, and that produced 3 more diamonds. And like I said, this is in the last video I put up. I'll put a link here. So those were 3 diamonds. There was a 7-point white, a 9-point white, and an 11-point. And if you look at the video, or if you've already seen the video, you'll see that the 7-point is a very beautifully shaped white. It's got some carbon inclusions. but you don't normally find this good of a shape out here, so it is a real pretty diamond. And the other two, this was the salt and pepper diamond. This is the 9-point. It's got a lot of little specks of carbon in it, but it's pretty clear. Other than that, it's got one side that's broken real flat, so it has a reflection. It's funny, I went back and looked at some of the video footage from when I found it on the tray, and I spotted it, and then I looked away to get something to kind of dig it out of that gravel and point it out, and when I looked back I couldn't see it, but it was actually, you could see it shining in the camera, and when I moved the light you could actually see the shine go away. Alright, so I am in the beginning of the second bucket, and I just spotted one. Let's see, where did it go? So that was the second one of the three that I had found in that and resizing video, and the last one was this one. This is the 11-point. Kind of thought it would be yellow, but it's kind of in between, I think, but they registered it as a white diamond. So that was the last diamond found for me for 2019. I went ahead and came back in early January to register these. So all in all, counting the one that I lost, was 12 diamonds. So I think I figured up that I had made 15 trips down, and a few of those trips, probably 5, were one-day trips. And a lot of times when I come down for one day, I surface hunt. So I would guess that all in all there were probably 25 days of washing material, and most of those weren't full days. I started filming for this YouTube channel in about July or August, so prior to that I was a lot more efficient. I'd run a lot more gravel. I could bust through sometimes 40 buckets a day if I had the right setup and had enough gravel really close. So when I started filming, you know, my productivity kind of went down. You spend some time setting up cameras and moving and getting, you know, certain areas recorded and stuff like that, so that's less material that I could run. So, but yeah, that's my production for 2019. I would say probably 25 total days of mining gravel right on the surface. I did have, I dug one hole. I got a video for it here. I don't think it produced anything except a few little pieces of garnet. I mean, it had some pretty good looking gravel, and I was pretty disappointed. Of course, with these last three, since they were mixed all in together, all of the gravel from the whole time had been mixed together, I don't know for sure where they came from. So I didn't start sizing my gravel until after I dug the hole. Could have been from there. I have no way of knowing, you know, the area that these three came from or from which trip. So but yeah, one hole digging video that I don't think produced any, and then lots of days of running buckets. So all in all, 12 diamonds. Haven't figured up, oh, that's probably going to be pretty close to a carat of diamond, I guess, by weight. But biggest one was the 19-point. Had I had one 2-point and a couple 3-points. So it's pretty good range. And then of course my favorite one was probably going to be this little yellow one, which that was the first one I found, and the yellows are just beautiful. So anyhow, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed my video. If you would, please like and subscribe. If you set the notification icon, you'll know when I put another video up. Thank you. Okay, so of these diamonds, there are 2 of these that fluoresce really well. The yellow one actually kind of has a pinkish red, but that 11-point and this, I think it was the 3-point, fluoresce a bright blue. I kind of thought it would maybe be brown,